Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everyone above, below, or in between. Welcome to another holiday weekend, and this time we're gonna set up a little battle. There was a hashtag a while back, and it was called "Give Cap a Boyfriend." So I was like, "Oh, okay, I think I might be able to arrange something." Oh God, this is a character known as American Dream. And that's a version of Snake there that somebody else built online. I just made a few alterations, like I added a zipper sticker to the front and back, gave him some horns for the collar, and you know, I mentioned the guy's name, but I don't speak Japanese, so the original design for this Solid Snake character I didn't do. Just letting y'all know. For the female character, though, the female Cap there, her name's American Dream, and that's from an old comic book web from way back in the day. And I built her pretty much just to, and she doesn't look exactly like her at all. This is just a completely different, lore-friendly, version of her for Soul Calibur universe. You know what I mean? And I always like doing stuff like that. But anyway, getting back to my story. The politically correct, or gender swapping, or color swapping, or whatever, it's all been tried, it's all been done to death. And it's just, it never worked. You know what I'm saying? If you try that, like, what was it? That one character, the Falcon, they gave the Falcon Cap's shield at one point, and I just found out about that, and I was like, oh my god, that doesn't even make any sense. The dude's an airborne combatant. He just pop on some armor. You know what I mean? Like, giving him a shield just makes zero sense, if you understand my meaning. At least back in the day, they gave it the old college try. Like American Dream here, she was the product of two superheroes, and she eventually picked up Captain America's mantle. You know what I mean? And they tried to have a little bit of fun with it. These days, they're blatantly not even trying. You know what I mean? With Captain America going traitor. You know what I mean? So I was like, it's like, yeah, it looks like they missed a few issues, like the first couple of issues, and I'm not going to get into that. The minute this fight's done, I'm going to talk about something else completely. I just decided to give the character creation kit a little bit of a try there with American Dream, see how it worked. Worked out pretty smoothly. I'll be experimenting with different builds on that later. For right now, we're gonna have to get into Twitter, and I'm gonna have to find that one page. And there's other news to be covering, folks. There's a ton of news to be covering, but I'm just not in the mood to cover it, because the minute I saw this one tweet, I was like, Jesus Christ, what is wrong with this guy? You know what I'm saying? I mean, so let me see if I can find it. It's probably going to be this one. Is it here? Probably not. Let's go back. There it is. Boom. Like right here, we can just flip through the photos. Oh. Go back. We can just flip through the photos here. I can show you that there's some news going on. You know what I mean? I can just show you that there's tons of stories that I could be covering. There's humor going on. You know what I mean? There's all kinds of fun stuff going on, but I just don't have time to get into it. Yeah, all that's just nonsense. This might be something right here, if I remember correctly. Yeah, there's always censorship issues. There's always something going down, whether it be here in America or in Canada. But for right now, I'm not going to pay attention to any of that mess. I'm going to be going back and talking about this one tweet right here. Because this just irked me to no freaking end. It's right here. This guy says, if you're working 40 hours and living in poverty, you didn't take advantage of your opportunities. You failed. And apparently he's talking to a Bernie Sanders supporter. Now, I don't really give a shit who he's talking to or what the context is. And for folks to know, I'm voting for Trump one way or the other. It looks like, unless something drastically new comes up, I'm voting for Trump. Just, just telling everybody that right now. This motherfucker comes up and says this bullshit right here. So of course I get up here and I'm like, that is the most uninformed statement I've read to date. Go screw yourself, Mr. Law. Advise against it. And that's what he calls himself, the Mr. Advise against it. So anyway, about this kind of topic, I'm like, man, since, I don't know, since maybe the beginning of time, I don't freaking know how long at this point. But the minute I started working jobs that they started taking taxes out for, like fast food, you know what I mean, just to justify getting a car and buying car insurance and things like that. You know what I mean? Regular payment kind of things, satisfy anybody and everybody that comes looking. Hey, how are you able to get this car? Oh, you got a job working at a fast food joint. Okay, whatever. As opposed to mowing people's lawns and getting money, just getting money that way, or just going to restaurants and washing dishes and getting money from the waitresses that had to do it, but they don't want to do it, so they pay somebody else. You know what I mean? You could get money that way, or working any job that pretty much just pays you in tips, and you don't have to declare that stuff. You know what I mean? There's a lot of jobs like that I had, and I took a massive pay cut when I wanted to have a car. Getting on with this story, there's many from many people and many jobs, and I don't care where the hell you're from, or what you do for a living. It doesn't matter if you're white collar or blue collar, but there's all kinds of circumstances that can come up. There's all kinds of circumstances that can come up. It does, getting to the 40 hours a week is just the start. There's several different things that can come up and complicate matters and just destroy your entire life. Like maybe you can be divorced and you have to pay half your stuff to somebody else, and then or maybe you have kids and you got to make payments every single month for $300 a month or whatever the hell it is, for 18 straight years. I mean, what else is another situation? If you don't have a college degree, yeah, you could be working 40 hours a week and not be getting ahead. If you're not slick enough, you know what I mean? There's a lot of situations that can go down that can pretty much set you up for fail, regardless of the fact that you're willing to work, you're willing to earn it, you're willing to do things the right way, right? There's all that kind of stuff, and I've been living that kind of nightmare for several years. And you know what I mean? Like I said about the minimum wage crap, the entry level job stuff. You could work two of those, and the benefit of that is if one of them sucks, you can always just fill out applications for somebody else, and maybe get a phone call and maybe get hired on. You can tell your boss to fuck off at whichever job that they're punking you at. That's one advantage. The second advantage, you don't have suicidal college debt. Like $20,000 a year for college, I think it is. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you could work two bullshit part-time jobs, be gone from home 60 hours a week. You know what I mean? So you're saving up on your electrical bill, and you know what I mean? You're not spending money needlessly, and most of that money, you almost never see home, but at the same time, you're able to have the same kind of lifestyle as somebody that has a college degree, but he's too busy paying off those college bills. He's too busy constantly living on credit. You know what I mean? As for other folks that don't need to go in credit debt or college debt or any kind of debt, there's an advantage to doing that. You know what I'm saying? So there is and The minute you pick up another roommate, or maybe you get a girl to move in with you, or whatever, you can split the rent 2 ways, so you can lose one of those loser jobs, and you can just work. You know what I mean? Because she'll have income, you'll have income, or your roommate, he'll have income, you'll have income. You know what I mean? If you can get two couples living in one apartment, yeah, you don't really need uh, 6-figure salaries or whatever. It'd be nice, but I mean, the four of you can be generating that. Uh, and in the 2000s, depending on what state you live in, that practically became a necessity. You know, depending on the cost, depending on what state you live in, and the cost of living, if it goes high enough, yeah, it doesn't. There's so, like I said, there's so many circumstances that go into working 40 hours and still being in poverty. It's insane. This is just fucking insulting. It's like burying your head in the sand. I'm like, man, we've been seeing this shit since at least the 90s. I know it's been going on for way longer than that, but I'm just gonna put that as a point in time for anybody to say, look, this problem should have been fixed by now, and it hasn't. It's just gotten worse and worse and worse every single year, and people are tired of it, man. People are tired of a lot of that shit. So why people would want to follow or vote for Bernie Sanders, I get it. I totally understand some of that shit when it comes to the wages. The reality is I know that's not going to work. I know it's just going to be, it's just going to be downhill. The minute Bernie takes office, I already know that. But there's got to be some fixing going on with the way the workforce, with the way the big companies or the big chain companies keep screwing over their workforce. There's got to be a fix to that, and it hasn't been fixed yet. So I don't care who the hell you are, making this kind of statement right here, it's just fucking ignorant as shit. And you don't need to be saying it. You don't, unless you got something to back you up. Because I guarantee you, there's going to be a billion other motherfuckers out there that are going to be taking you and putting you to task on that one. Because I mean, straight up, just go to your freaking homeless shelter, man. Check that out. Some of these guys are veterans hanging out in our homeless shelter. Do you think that's all because of PTSD or whatever? No, some of that's just bad circumstances, man. If these guys that are 10 times more skilled than anybody else, these guys that are 10 times more skilled than anybody else can't be working in the regular world, what the hell makes you think that some of the next generation that has been dumbed down, if you ever looked at the standards these days, how do you think they're going to make it, man? Why do you think they're behind Bernie Sanders, dude? They don't see a way out of that shit. You know what I mean? Too many laws have been passed to really screw over the common working guy. But anyway, that's just me just chilling out and telling it, bringing attention to this fool right here. So anyway, I hope nobody has their weekend spoiled. Enjoy the holidays whenever you can. Remember what the holidays are about. And just keep on doing what you're doing, man. Good luck with everybody on their projects. Peace out.